Hello and welcome to another update video about Fantom. I think I did so far 3 update videos for Fantom. In the first video I talked about the potential breakout to the upside. In the second one yesterday I said that in my view the uptrend isn't finished yet, and today we are here with another 12% upside in the last 24 hours. So the question is, does this uptrend continue or not? We want to talk about immediate price targets in this video, and we're going to take a look at the chart basically. So where are we now? In my view, guys, we are here on the daily, currently in a in an overbought territory. You can see that here. I did say yesterday, you know, that in the last pump that we did, we came up to nearly the 90 level, or 88, 89 on the RSI. We at the moment, sorry, at the moment we are at around 80. So we're not quite there yet. We're around 77 actually. So as I said, I doubt that we get again to this level. This is really high. I mean, the last massive pumps, we really got up to 88, yeah. But it is a risky area now. Normally, in this area, when people now start to FOMO in, if people do that, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, and this is no financial advice, but I would never buy into these things here. You know, you buy after a breakout, or you buy if you want to hold it long term and you speculate a bit. You could buy before a breakout, but that's more speculation. But normally you wait until after a breakout. So doing this now, you're in the middle of the breakout or even towards the end of it. And we're going to take a closer look at that now. First thing I want to point out is that we have a potential trend line here. Yeah. So there you go. That's it. Just here. Don't know if that is really a valid one, but here we could face some serious resistance. I mean, we're now above that level of 220. This is pretty much at 220. Yeah, we're now above that level, which is good. So it's an important level to hold. Just want to point that out. On the other hand, we've got this nice uptrend here on the downside as well. So we've got a bit of an uptrend here, and I'm sure, well, not that I'm sure, but it could be that at some point we come back to that line. Yeah, so this is likely because you had that pump here away from the trend line, you came down. We have another sorry, we have another pump now. We could come down once more, and that level is, you know, let's just assume we do a similar move like we did here after the September pump. So then we could come down to a level of around 180, right? So just looking at the trend line in itself. So that's an important one. I think we will hold above that, certainly in a retracement. I'm sure we come down to that level. And again, it's not guaranteed, but it's looking likely. Yesterday I talked about on the daily here, you know, we're in the overbought range, so I expect some more retracement coming soon. But we have a long signal here on the ADX, and we've got a long signal on the MACD, so I don't see a slowing down of them at the moment. So first of all, that is a good sign, right? That's a good sign. We are also above all the moving averages, which is a good sign as well. And if we came down to that level, you can see that the 20-day moving average, this blue-green line here, this would probably provide some support as well. That is exactly at that line now, at that diagonal ascending support line. But let's go and take a look at the 1 hour chart where we are. We can currently see, and you know, if people ask, you know, how long does it go on for? So I'd be a bit careful now. I would start to get a bit careful because we have here a bearish divergence now on the short-term time frame. On the hourly, you can see that while prices are going up, we can get down to here on the, we see this bearish divergence. You know, the RSI is making lower highs, so it's the first heads up that the uptrend is slowing down. We can also see that the MACD is reversing here currently, so there might be that retracement now coming that I talked about. On the 4 hour chart here as well, very similar, you know, you can just see it a bit more clearly, that strong reversal here on the RSI, and we have a potential reversal coming here on the MACD as well. So, you know, there is a heads up that we see a slowing down of the strong uptrend that we saw, and I'm not talking about this uptrend here that is marked by that white line. I'm talking about this nearly parabolic, very, very strong push to the upside, okay? Just talking about that. So there is potentially a pause coming, potentially a reversal, because, you know, we are getting into very overheated overbought ranges now. That doesn't mean that it can't continue to the upside. We just need to be aware that there could be a slowing down of the trend and potentially a reversal. And there will be a retracement at some point, and potentially we will then, very similar to what we did back here in September, we might get a retracement and then might push up once more, and then we will see, you know, do we make a higher high? Do we make a lower high? So that would be the next heads up, you know. It would be very unusual just to go up and just go down in a straight line. I mean, that would be very unusual. You normally do another attempt, and then if you see, right, we don't make another higher high, or yes, we make another higher high, but it's, you know, the buyers have many difficulties to push the price even higher. So, you know, guys, at some point there will be profit taking starting. And apologies, I'm just coughing a little bit. I'm a little bit got a little cold, I think. But there you go. Let's talk about price targets now. So I just want to make you aware that be careful, you know, don't just FOMO in now. There will be a retracement coming, which will also be a potential buying opportunity, you know, depending on how far we retrace. And I certainly will keep you updated. You can actually see that we were moving up. Now we are starting to move sideways here, okay? I wanted to show you the Fibonacci levels, and then we can talk about potential price targets of that wave. So we go from that main trend wave here to that first one, to the 195 level, right? And then we're taking a look at where we are now. So very interestingly, and it seems to be playing out. So we started down here. That's the main uptrend wave, right? So you start down here with that major wave, and you go to the high of the previous wave. We moved down all the way down to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So very clearly find support here at the 0.5 at $1.05. Now we have moved up again, found support here again at that Fibonacci retracement level at 125, and now we are touching that 1.272 Fibonacci extension level. So we came, I think, all the way up to that, bounced off that. So that is a very important heads up. We couldn't get through that, and we exactly touched it. So it's a very valid Fibonacci extension tool or scheme here, yeah? So we came to that level, touched it. All right, so that is very important, a very important heads up. Now, normally these waves, they go to the 1.618. That is what I would expect, and it's not guaranteed to happen. That is what I would expect, that we come to the 1.618. Okay, so I'm not saying it will be. Watch the price levels closely. And if you bought when I made my first video on Fantom, where I said, like, watch these levels, and if we do, we get a breakout, and we did, then of course you can, you know, maybe you can increase your stop loss, you know, pull that with the price now. So if we fall, then at least, you know, you don't, you make profit. At the moment, obviously, we're finding some resistance here, but looking at the price action, I mean, I told you that we are slowing down, so it's just the first heads up that we might see a reversal coming at some point. So what I would personally do, potentially take some of the profit out now, you know, depending on when you went in, right? You could take some profit out now and then participate in some potential price increases. I think long term, this crypto will go up anyway. But I also think that we might get to that 1.618 extension level, which is at around $3, a little bit higher, 3.05, but I think $3 will be a psychological mark as well. So yeah, it's a bit critical. And I think, and I would need to look at in the first video, I would need to look it up. I think I talked about that price target here of 245. I would need to look it up again. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I highlighted it. But yeah, the next one is $3.05. I think that is where we normally would get to in these waves, because you normally get to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. Right, so hopefully you liked that update video. If you did, please smash the like button. If you want me to cover Fantom in the future as well, please put your a note in the comments and subscribe as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.